Hi, welcome to Hope in the Light of Soup. Sorry, sorry about that. I'm Tammy. I'm your host and founder of the Bobby White Foundation. Oh, I can tell the holidays are like getting me mind boggled here. Um, let's thank our producer and Area 52 Media Group and John Gaston. Um, They are actually the best. If you want to have your own show, please contact them. It's he makes it so I wouldn't say easy, but comfortable, and it's a good experience. So, and he's my tech guy in the background and has been for a while, so that makes it even better. And also our sponsors, Delynn Gaston with the mortgage firm, Everything Mortgages. I don't know what's happening out there. Things are crazy. I see a lot of for sale signs in our area, but she's the gal that you need to get in touch with, especially if you don't know exactly where you stand. But she can help you walk you through the process from beginning to end. And also Tammy White Galleries and Custom Framing. No more custom framing for Christmas. I might end up with a 24-hour turnaround job. It usually happens, but hopefully not. But we'll be ready to refresh your home in the new year. So it has been a crazy time for us here locally, but even, in the world this past week. But first, I kind of want to reflect on what has happened this past year for the foundation. Our our show is we've got we're lining up some really great guests for next year. We're getting that calendar filled. It's been a good year, really. And I have to do this because um, if I don't, my neighbor does it for me. Because I always feel like we haven't done enough, or I haven't done enough, and so whenever I make that sort of comment, she always goes back and she's like, "Well, look, you did this, this has happened, blah blah blah." And I'm like, "Okay, yeah, I guess, that is really pretty good." So, this past year, we're a year and a half into that's what I forgot. A year and a half into our support groups. And our support groups have met through the holidays. We don't shut down just because it's the holidays. Actually, it's probably when, a lot of times when people, need to be with people even more. So, our next support groups will be in January. And the Spring Hill one is going to be January 14th. And the Newport Richie is going to be January 15th. So every once in a while during the calendar year, they end up on the same week. And this starting in January 2, and this is along with our regular support groups, we are going to have a special 6-week class, I guess you would say. And I had mentioned it last week, but I didn't have the books with me. So, and hopefully, I haven't got confirmation yet. By the time when we come back at the beginning of the year, I'll have all that in place. I'm just waiting to hear. We're hoping it'll be at the NAMI Hernando office where we hold our Spring Hill support group. So we only have, I think, space for maybe 2 more people because it's a limited size class. And we are going to be doing the Understanding Your Suicide Grief book and journal from Dr. Alan Wolfelt. We've talked about him, a lot. We kind of base a lot of our ways that we do things on, his teachings. I truly think he's probably the best person reference on grief and all kinds. I mean, he has the experience. He's a prolific writer. But with this, what we're going to be doing, and I think we're going to start in January, is and I can't remember. I think we set the date. It's either the 17th or the 24th, and it's going to be just local because the participants want to do this in person. We talked about doing some classes in person and some over Zoom, but some of them aren't comfortable with the Zoom, and I probably in person is going to be better anyway. So typically, and it's hard to get people to commit to say 12 weeks. So basically, what this class is, it goes over the 10 touchstones. Well, the 10 essential touchstones for finding hope and healing your heart. That's what the book says. So we've gone over the 10 touchstones in his other books a couple times since we've done the show. I could probably find those episodes and stick them in the comments. I'll try and remember to do that. But anyway, so we have the book. Yeah. And then we have a companioning journal, and it's kind of self-directed. And we're going to be going over probably 2 touchstones a week to cut it down to 6 weeks instead of 12 weeks, because there's like an introduction and then a wrap up too. So that's why even with 10 touchstones, it's 12. But anyway, so we're going to get that off the ground. So that is a really big win too. We've been trying to do this for a year, and like I said, it's just hard to get people to commit to that time frame. And this next year, I'll be going out to Colorado for some training with Dr. Wolfelt, which I'm really excited about. Raise the bar a little bit. So that's been really, really good. Our volunteers this past year have really stepped up and are really pushing and helping me with delegating and letting them do more. So we did join the Greater Pasco Chamber of Commerce. They're going to be representing the foundation, going to some of the meetings that we have, so I don't have to do it all. I do have to work sometimes in order to feed myself and help fund the foundation and keep a roof over my head. But and two, it's like for all of us, and all of our volunteers have been touched by suicide in one way or another. Either they lost someone to suicide, or they had a family member who has attempted. So usually it's people that are affected by something so strong that that's where they put their heart and their volunteer time and hours in. And the gals have been really great this year and really pushing that, because next year our original annual fundraiser, Art for Hope, is going to fall on national, I think it's actually world International um, Suicide Prevention Day, which is September 10th. So they really want us, and we really need to get out there and be seen and have more people than just me be the face of the foundation, which I think is tremendous. And then on top of that, we ended up with our first walk. And considering everything that happened and happened so quickly, we feel it was a really pretty good success. And I just finally received a text from Parks and Rec with the city. So this afternoon, I should have a confirmation of the date for next year. We're hoping it'll be, I think, next year, November 7th. We want to try and have it consistent every year. So it'll be the first Saturday of November. And with that, we have talked with the city of Brooksville in Hernando County, where our Spring Hill support group is, to start preparing to work with them for a walk in Brooksville. They are super excited about it. They are surprised that Hernando County has never had a walk supporting this cause. And so that's going to be super exciting. So we're looking to have the Hernando Walk the middle part of October. So we just started filing the paperwork, and I'm hoping in January we'll have dates tentatively set, because when we do this, we have to go through these meetings and getting insurance and doing this and doing that. It kind of takes a lot. But believe me, it's totally worth it. Totally worth it. Our first walk was just so amazing. I mean, I just remember sitting at the amphitheater, going down there really early that morning before anybody was there. And it was a gorgeous day. Just kind of taking it all in that, hey, this is actually happening. And we got so much support from the people who participated, whether it be the walkers, the vendors, the sponsors. Their support going forward is already there. So it's super exciting. So we've, I have to kind of look back and say, oh, this year was really a pretty good year. I mean, we've got, some more things accomplished, some more hurdles going. Oh, and another thing we did, and it'll actually start at the beginning of the year, but all this stuff kind of it takes place a while before it's implemented. And I don't remember if I spoke about it last week or not. But we're going to be partnering with Sirius Gym. It's a new gym that some people that I know opened up. He is former military. Actually, they both are. And they started this gym. And Jason has had, some hard times, like a lot of veterans have had. And I've really seen some changes in him since I started this gym. And we spoke, and he said that, this exercising and getting this gym up and going has really, really, really helped him. And I can see it in him. And so we're going to be partnering with them to add to a program that we already have, which is, can't remember the name of it off the top of my head right now. But anyway, the program is to help lost survivors with things that they just may not have the energy or the wherewithal to do. People did it for me, and I'm sure I talked about it last week. Like having someone come in and clean their house, or do yard work, or maybe they need a haircut. You know how refreshing getting your hair washed and somebody just massaging your head is, if you have hair. um, kind of joking with my producer in the background. Anyway, so and we have a massage therapist. So what we're going to do is we're going to add to that program, if somebody nominates them or we see the need, because friends of mine saw the need for me a few years ago when they owned a gym. So we're going to pay, if we hopefully, provided we have funding, 3 months gym membership with Serious Gym. And we're excited about that because I know that when my friends did that for me, it's the mind body balance, and it's important because you, even though I guess, I don't know, most people, I don't know, maybe not, think that, when you're having a hard time and it's mental, that it's just mental, but it's not. All this is held in your body, and you really need to do something to help that, whether it's going to the gym, going for a walk, doing yard work. I mean, that's my thing. But it's really important. So we've already spoke about it. We have verbal agreement. We're gonna get things squared away between the holidays so that we can have it available come January 1st. So we're excited about that. So I guess even as I talk a little bit more about things, then more things come up. Oh yeah, we did this. Oh yeah, this happened. So I got to feel, pretty good about this past year. And because of that too, that gives us just so much more confidence and willpower to raise the bar again for next year. Like I said, we've have all these new things coming up for next year, adding a walk, continuing with our regular support groups. Hopefully we'll be able to add, a second class next year for understanding your suicide grief class. And it's just the second walk, just getting more people to not be afraid of us. And I think I've been thinking about this a lot lately, because number one, this is a hard time of year for me. It's a hard time of year for a lot of people, and not just people who have lost someone to suicide. People have lost jobs or losing their homes or having a hard time, feeding their families. Another college shooting last week. And within 24 hours, less than 24 hours, we had another college shooting. We had the massacre in Australia. We had the horrific killings of Rob and Michelle Reiner, and a leader just going nuts. And it's just so much for people to absorb, on top of everything else that we're feeling personally. It's sometimes it's like, how can we do this? And we just have to lean on each other. I was at a memorial service last night for a friend in our business community. I told you last week we had lost um, Jim Miller Sr. And so we're at his memorial, and I was talking with his daughter-in-law, Kim, and she said, "This is just the worst Christmas ever." They had their house decorated beautifully for Christmas and everything, but you could just see the sadness and the hurt in their hearts. And it's bad enough when you lose someone anyways, no matter how it is. But during the holidays, it just really exacerbates it, and it's something that you don't forget. Um, my mother-in-law's birthday is Christmas Day, and see, Bobby's been gone, well, 9 years, almost 10. She was gone 5 years before that, so about 14 years, I guess it's been. But it's just with our family, it's not on. We, of course, we have other losses. My father-in-law, but with my mother-in-law's birthday being, Christmas, and losing Bobby the way that we did, you know, it's difficult, and it's difficult for a lot of other people out there. I know, personally. Just I saw last night with the people that were at the memorial. It's going to be a tough Christmas for them. And going forward, it's going to be tough because that's what you're always going to remember, the time of year they passed away. But anyways, just be kind. Be kind to yourself. Know that you're enough. Your smile just might make that person's day. We have to do what we can to lift each other up. And when I say these things, I'm not only saying them to you out there, I'm also saying them to myself, because I have to remind myself of this a lot also. It's just the way that it is. It's the way that it is. I got a Christmas tree for the first time in probably 3 years. I think I've only had like 2 Christmas trees since Bobby's been gone. But I decided this year, and it's hard. I have to push myself, because whether I left here thinking, "Oh yeah, okay, this is going to be really good," and go do this, and then by the time I got there, it's like, oh god. Especially one place that I went to. I'm not going to tell the place that it is, but I had been there earlier in the week, and the guy was really super nice. And so I went back, and there were 3 guys sitting around in the tent talking. One said hi to me. Nobody ever got up. Kind of walked around a little bit. They kept talking. I even walked right by them. Never said a word. So I was like, well, I'm out of here. I left. And I went across the street. And the gal over there was super, super nice. She was all dressed up in bells, but by that time I was like, I don't know. I don't even know if I want to do this. So I told, we looked, and I said, well, I'm going to go in and look around. I got to come this way anyways to get back to my truck. And so by the time I got back, I still wasn't feeling it. I just wasn't. And I said, I'll just take this tree. It's wrapped up that way. You don't have to do anything. She goes like, "Are you sure?" And I'm like, "Yeah." I said, "At this point, I just really don't care." And she said, "Well, how about this? Goes, I'm going to give you this tree. And I just started crying. I was just like, because it's hard. It's still hard. And I told her a little bit. She's like, oh, no, you're going to make me cry. So we took it out, and she helped me put it in the back of my truck. And I can still cry about it. I'll cry about it when I trim the tree trunk to put it in the stand. I'll probably cry putting it up, But I think it's a good thing to just kind of push where you can, but don't push too hard. Because really, it's kind of like when you don't want to go someplace, but you go anyway. And when you get there, you're like, why didn't I want to come? I'm having a good time. It's kind of like that. Sometimes if you push yourself just a little bit, unhappy thing, something that will hopefully make you happy, then you'll be happier. You'll get over that hump, and it'll be another win. A win is a win. So I don't know. It's still. But one thing I want to say too is I'm very grateful for my producer John and Area 52 Media Group and DeLynn, so that we can continue to do this, grow, help all you guys out there as much as we can, bring light to some heartache, because there is light out there and there is hope. And please never lose hope, because it's there. It is. It is always there. And for me, because it was my maiden name, but I don't use it. Remember, keep these phone numbers available. You never know when you're going to be the one to give that person hope, so that they don't lose hope or you don't lose hope. They're really easy now. 988. Veterans can press 1. Firefighters, first responders, text 741-741. Be the light for someone. It's really easy. It could be just a smile or holding the door open. Just remember, there's always hope. Thank you.